time since I did a favorites video, so I thought I would do one for you today. Since it's been so long, this is going to be, instead of an August favorites, this is going to be a collective summer favorites covering June, July, and August. Considering all of that, I still don't have all that much to show you, but let's get into it. My first thing is actually a sunscreen. I have two here because they're kind of different but basically the same. This is the first one I tried. It's from last year, but it's still good. But it's good until the end of the year, so I'm mostly using this one up. This is the Hawaiian Tropics Sheer Touch Oil-Free Sunscreen in SPF 45. I bought this one because I wanted to finally get back into wearing sunscreen, and I know Hawaiian Tropics is really good, quite old, very respectable, and it smells amazing. This one, because it's the Sheer Touch, it's a different formula. It's not the same coconut smell. It definitely has the coconut smell in it, but it also, I think, has sort of a pineapple scent, so it's more of a pina colada smell. This one smells exactly the same. This is the Sheer Touch Oil-Free Sunscreen Ultra Radiance. When I bought it, I thought it was the same as this one, and that it was just in a nicer, newer package. And it was also the only one in an SPF 45 in this size of a bottle, because I didn't want another one of this because this is very few uses, but they're not the same. This one is just a regular sunscreen, so I'll review this one first and then I'll go on to that one. This one is a great sunscreen. It soaks in super fast. It doesn't leave your skin looking white. It has a slight greasy feeling just because all sunscreen does. This is the best one I've ever used. It doesn't feel greasy all day. You're not like thinking, oh, I'm covered in sunscreen. So yeah, I really like this one, and it absorbs super quickly. But like I said, it's only 90 mils, so it's only maybe 5 uses. If you're using it properly, right, you should be using a fair bit of sunscreen. So I bought this one, replaced that one when it runs out. And as I should have guessed, because it says Ultra Radiance on it, it does have a slight shimmer to it. You can't see it if you're just sort of looking at the cream, but once you've rubbed it in, it does have a very subtle shimmer. You don't look like a disco ball. No one's gonna come up to you and be like, why are you wearing so much glitter? But if you look at your skin in the sun, it definitely has not just a slight sheen from the greasiness of the sunscreen, but it will have a bit of a reflective shimmer particle in it all over your skin. Honestly, it bothered me the first time I wore it, but I've gotten used to it, and it feels exactly the same as this one. So it's super comfortable and it smells great. And I find that the shimmer just sort of makes your skin look really nice. Hope I finished what I was just saying there, because my camera cut out because it was completely full. So I had to stop filming and take a bunch of videos off of my camera, and now I'm back. So my next favorite is the Body Shop Tea Tree Oil. I thought it was a pure tea tree oil, but it's just 15% tea tree. It also has water, alcohol denat, polysorbate 60, tea tree oil, limonene, calophyllum, inophyllum, seed oil, something about alcohol. So it has like some other things in it, but it's basically tea tree oil. It's from their tea tree oil line, and I wanted to use this as sort of a spot treatment. I used up about half so far because it goes a lot faster than I thought it would, considering it's a 10 ml bottle and usually use like a drop or two. The way I was first using it was I was dropping it onto a Q-tip and then dotting it onto where I needed it, but I felt like I was using a lot every time I did it because it would take a couple drops every time I wanted to do a couple of dots. So what I've been doing lately is I'll put 4 to 6 drops just in my palms, and I'll try to pat them together so I have some on each hand, and I'll dot it on my cheeks, because I have a bunch of zits along my cheekbones, some on my forehead, and I'll put a bunch on my chin because my chin is the worst part. And my skin has been really rebellious lately, so I won't say that it's completely cleared up my skin because it obviously hasn't, but it definitely does help. I also really love the smell of tea tree oil, so it helps make sure I use it. But tea tree oil is supposed to be good for acne because it is sort of antibacterial, so it helps to clean it out and dry it up. So yeah, I've definitely been liking using that. Another one which you've already seen me talk about is the apricot cuticle oil from Essie. This has been a favorite of mine ever since I got it because, as I said in my Essie video, it just smells amazing. My cuticles are so much happier for it. I'm sure you can't see anything, but my thumbs are really bad about sort of splitting and cracking and peeling around the cuticle and around the nail bed. But this has been helping a lot because, again, I will use it because it smells so good. So I've been really loving that. Another thing I've been loving, and I'm not entirely sure if this should be a beauty favorite or a non-beauty favorite, but I've been really loving sort of aromatherapy type stuff. These are from Cranberry Lane. I don't know if they have that in the States, but they definitely have it in Canada. They also have a website online, and they sell a lot of pure essential oils, and they have some blends too, which this one is a blend. But this one is 100% pure peppermint oil. And there's a bunch of things that peppermint can be used for, but I bought it because it is good for helping with headaches, and sometimes I get some pretty bad headaches. So the way I've been using it is I have it mixed with grapeseed oil in this roller ball, and just a few drops of this with a bunch of grapeseed oil, just because it's not super safe to be putting pure essential oils on your skin. And I use this and I'll put it on my temples and just rub it in, or on my wrists or my elbows. The other one I have is the PMS Relief mix, which has clary sage, geranium, bergamot, frankincense, and lavender, and it smells so good. But again, I use it in one of these with the grapeseed oil, and yeah, I just put this one just on the inside of my elbows. I like doing that better than putting it on my inner wrists, because every time I wash my hands I sort of wash up my wrist a little bit, so if I put it on there I'm going to wash it off pretty quickly. I'm not entirely sure that the PMS Relief one does anything for me, because the main thing I get with PMS is cramping, really bad cramping, but it definitely is a very calming, comfortable smell. So when I'm feeling like shitty and I'm in pain, I just want to curl up into a ball and go to sleep, this is very comforting, and so I think it helps in that way, even if it doesn't help relieve my symptoms. The peppermint definitely does something for headaches. I don't know why, but it is very, again, relaxing and very intense. And my final beauty thing is not quite a favorite, more of an honorable mention. I really want to love this stuff. It's the Urban Decay Cannonball Mascara, which is the waterproof mascara that they made a few years ago, replacing the waterproof Big Fatty mascara, which was like the end-all be-all of mascaras for me. Here it is, the tube. It's a pretty black tube with the Cannonball in sort of a watery font. It does have fibers in it, which I wasn't aware of when I first started using it. There's the brush. As you can see, it's super thin. It's almost as thin as the wand itself. I mean, it looks good on. It's very black. Because of the fibers, it is lengthening. I feel like I have to stroke through my lashes a lot more to use this really thin little brush. It doesn't quite thicken as much as I want it to. And also I find that sometimes the fibers try to get in my eyes and they kind of irritate. Or if they don't quite adhere to the lash properly, they'll poke into my eye for like a good portion of the day, which is really irritating. So yeah, I really want to love this, and I'm still going to use it up, obviously. It's great, it's very waterproof, it looks good, like it's very lengthening. I don't know if you can see at all, but that is what I'm wearing today. I'm just wearing one coat too. I didn't curl my lashes or anything. So yeah, it's waterproof and it looks great, but using it for me is a bit of a chore. For non-beauty favorites, I don't have a whole lot this month. A definite one, and one that I know I've mentioned on my blog in the past, is iced coffee. I don't have one with me, so I can't just like hold one up for you. But I especially like the iced coffee with milk from Starbucks. It's nothing special, it's just cold coffee they keep in the fridge and they like pour it over ice and add some milk and sweetener. It's really good with toffee nut too, or with like half sweetener if you don't want a really sweet drink. Yeah, it's just really refreshing and delicious, and I can drink like 3 in the day. But yeah, it's really, really good, and that's another favorite of mine and has been for a long time. I haven't really been reading or watching anything new recently. I've actually been rewatching Doctor Who. I'm on season 3 with Martha, and I've been rereading Harry Potter, and I'm just about to finish book 5, The Order of the Phoenix. So yeah, I've had a lot of repeats these last couple months. So yeah, unfortunately not a whole lot new to share with you, but I did have a bunch of beauty favorites I thought I should mention. I'm going to try to keep up with the 2 videos a week through September as well and see if I can do it, basically for as long as I can. And I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic evening or day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!